Good day everyone. Welcome back to your weekly dose of Olympus news. This week, we will be covering a variety of topics featuring Typhoon Yagi, the death of a Ugandan Olympic runner, and finally, Pope Francis using Innova and commercial airlines. So without further ado, let's get right into the news.
A recent super typhoon has left a trail of destruction across Vietnam, China, and the Philippines. In northern Vietnam alone, the Category 5 typhoon, Yagi, has claimed at least 59 lives, with 44 victims killed in devastating landslides. Hundreds more have been injured and thousands remain displaced as rescue efforts continue. Before hitting Vietnam, the superstorm ravaged the island of Hainan in China, injuring tourists in the area, then moving on to the Philippines, leaving 24 people deceased and dozens more injured by the end of the first two attacks. The storm first struck Vietnam on a Saturday with winds reaching up to 203 kilometers per hour, or 126 miles per hour, causing widespread damage in Haiphong and Quang Ninh provinces. Power outages left nearly 1 million people without electricity, as over 50,000 residents were hurriedly evacuated from the initially impacted coastal areas in the town of Sao Pa. Typhoon-induced landslides buried 17 people, killing 6 and injuring 9. 41 fishing boats were also lost at sea, with 27 people being reported to have been drifting along the sea. The wind was pushing from her back with so much pressure that no boat could stand, said Pam Van Tan, a 51-year-old sailor who was rescued, trying to describe the chaos. As the storm weakens and moves west towards Laos, recovery efforts in the affected regions are ramping up. However, with power lines down, schools closed, and extensive flooding, the road to recovery will be long. Nonetheless, search and rescue teams are working tirelessly to bring hope to those affected by this unprecedented storm.
Rebecca Cheptegei, an Olympic champion of Kenya, was found burned alive on Thursday, 5 September. Her partner is reported to be the alleged perpetrator, having dosed her with petrol and setting her ablaze while at home with her two daughters. Seeking help from neighbors, Agnes Barabara tried to extinguish the flames by rolling down on the grass of her house. Her cries for help, however, were muffled as the attacker poured more petrol on her before attempting an escape, accidentally burning himself in the process. Neighbors attempting to help Barabara found themselves dumbfounded by the situation. The police treated her death as a murder, with Rebecca's ex-partner identified as the main suspect. Local administrators reported that the two had a dispute regarding the small piece of land where Ms. Cheptegei lived. He will be brought to court to face charges once he's discharged from the hospital, where he's still recovering from the injuries he suffered during the incident. Rebecca will be buried on September 14 in Bukwo, Uganda, as her family awaits the justice she deserves. She's the third athlete to be killed in Kenya in the past 3 years, with intimate partners identified as the main suspects.
On Tuesday, September 3rd of 2024, the highest leader of the Catholics, Pope Francis, has arrived in Indonesia at the Soekarno-Hatta airport after a long 11,000 kilometers of travel. Previously, the Pope had always used Italy's national airline, Alitalia. However, it has unfortunately stopped operating, causing him to start using ITA Airways and not using a private jet from now on. Now, let's talk about the things he did during his visit here. Upon arrival, he showed his humility by passing up the offer of staying at a 5-star luxury hotel and deciding to stay at the Vatican Embassy in Jakarta instead. Firstly, he met with the President of Indonesia, President Joko Widodo, at the Merdeka Palace. He then attended a meeting in the Grand Imam of Istiqlal Mosque, Nasaruddin Umar, at the Istiqlal Mosque, Jakarta. Furthermore, he also held a meeting with the beneficiaries of the charity organization at the KWI headquarters in Jakarta. The star event, of course, the Holy Mass he led in the Gelora Bung Karno Stadium, Jakarta. There are nearly 100,000 Catholics attended to listen to him lead the Mass. Moreover, a silly occurrence involving him happened as well. Sister Rina Rosalina, a member of the Missionary Clares Indonesia, impressed the Pope when she spoke to him in Italian. She then followed up by speaking in Spanish. In response, the Pope jokingly asked her if she was a Russian spy, to which she responded, yes. Finally, on the 6th September, he left Indonesia heading to his next destination, Papua New Guinea.
That is all for this week's Olympus episode. We hope that it has been an informative one and will be praying for people affected by the recent superstorm as well as for Miss Chaptagai's justice. Follow us on Instagram at Olympus__ID for more weekly updates. With that, thank you for watching and see you next time.